Hi, y'all. I'm Remy Garrison. You can listen to my new song Delusional on all streaming platforms, and you are listening to Hank Jr. on Hank's Corner.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of Hank's Corner. I'm Hank Jr., part of Hank Jr. Productions, where I'm documenting life's moments through photography, videography, and of course, podcasting. And I always say that I'm excited about my next guest, but I definitely really am excited about this next guest. I started following her not too long ago and really fell in love with the music. She is definitely Southern luxury. Please welcome to my show, Remy Garrison. Remy, how are you doing today?
I am doing great. How are you?
Oh, I am doing well, and we talked a little bit offline. Where each other's from. I'm located in a little corner in the Tampa Bay area. That's where I broadcast out of. I know that you call Nashville your home, but you are from Alabama, though, correct?
Yes, sir. I am at Birmingham, Alabama, born and raised.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about that because, I'm from Texas originally, and everybody says that people from Texas are very prideful. But I know Alabamans have a lot of pride themselves too.
Yeah, we take pride in our football for sure, and I don't know if we take pride in anything else except that.
Well, what else is there besides football?
Nothing. That's
Football and
that's
music, right?
football and music. Yeah, and maybe like beer.
Yeah, yeah, and we definitely can do all that in one night. So that's definitely awesome. But how long have you actually been in Nashville now?
I've been coming up to Nashville since I was 13, 14 to start writing and like co-writing, but I moved up here after graduating high school in 2018, and I've been up here for 6 years.
Okay. And a lot of times I like to ask the artist, what is it that you miss about Alabama? What is it that you like about Nashville, their home spot? But you're really not that far away. You can make that trip a lot easier than it is for me to get to Nashville. But nevertheless, what are some of the things you like about Nashville but miss about Alabama?
The thing I love about Nashville is just the music community. Just because I don't really feel like that's present in Birmingham, Alabama. I don't really feel like there's a ton of creatives or just a ton of like live music down there. But the thing I miss about Birmingham is the meet and threes. I miss the meet and threes. I miss the food because anytime I walk in it, like any meat and three, you can just feel the home cooking and feel like all the soul they put into the food. And it's just I like my favorite place in Birmingham. If you ever go through Birmingham, you must stop here. Like this is a must, is Nikki's West in Birmingham, Alabama. It's my favorite restaurant. Write it down. It's so good. And like just go through the line. Like the people that are like working there, like putting the food on the plate, like they own it. They make the food. Like they like no amazing place. Amazing place. So you have to go.
Yeah, see, I like the way this podcast is going already because a lot of times I will talk about food on my show because I am definitely such a foodie, but I usually kind of put that to the end because, I always want to make sure that I'm promoting the music artist first and getting that out there. You brought up food and I'm happy because I definitely love some good hometown cooking.
Yeah, don't worry. I will kick down that door for you. I no, being in this like growing up in the South, we really we care about food down here.
Now, have you learned to cook yourself yet?
Yes, a little bit. I can make some salmon. Like that's like my favorite food if I'm meal prepping and I'm in a hurry. I can also make a lot of pasta, but like I need to learn how to cook a good like meat and three meal, like a good home like cooked meal.
Yeah, I haven't really gotten the opportunity to learn to cook myself. And, coming from a Hispanic family, my mom and my grandma,
Oh.
they could really cook. And, I dropped the ball on that. I mean, I can grill a bit and, that's really the extent of my work. But man, I would really love to learn to cook like some of the stuff that you're talking about there for
Oh,
sure.
me and my friends, like, oh my gosh, me and my friends had a grill out like a few weeks ago, and like, there's usually a guy helping with the grilling, but the guy was late. We were hungry. We texted him saying, "Hey, we're gonna cook burgers on our own." Let me tell you, that went up into flames. I've never seen fire so high in my life, but guess what? Our eyebrows are still on. No hair was lost. And the burgers were delicious.
Well, that's awesome, and I won't deny or confirm that lost you there for a second. I
I
will
know,
not
I'm
deny
sorry.
or confirm of whether or not I have had flames go up in smoke as well.
Really?
Yeah, but like I said, I can't confirm nor deny that. But
Yeah, after that, I was like, we're grill masters, guys. I was like, this is great. I was like, everyone can call us when we need a good burger.
well, I'm definitely going to do that next time I'm in Nashville, and we'll have to have a grill out. But let's definitely, like I said, I don't want to talk about food because that could go all podcast in itself. Let's talk about your most recent single called Delusional. For those who follow me know, on Fridays, I put out my new Music Friday post, and Delusional was the most recent one on there. And tell us about the song. I mean, it's definitely getting a lot of traction, and I love the social media stuff that you're putting out with it.
Oh my gosh, thank you. Yeah, no, that song was the first song that was written after my Southern Luxury project dropped. And I walked into the room with my two favorite co-writers, Mark Siegel and Shane Yoder, and I was like, okay, guys, I have this idea called Delusional, and it's just about me being just delusional thinking that I can fix every guy that I date and talk to and come into contact with. Because I tend to want to fix people, and I just realized you can't do that. That's not healthy. You need to grow up and also change your taste in men. But like, so we just wrote about that, and like the whole time, like the girl is like, "Oh my god, like he's so sweet," but like he's like, little does she know, like he's actually being mean the whole time. But she's like, "Oh my god, I'm not delusional." But then in the bridge, there's that turning point where it's like, "Oh, I am delusional," and then she's back to being delusional again. It's just a whole whirlwind of emotions, and just it's a roller coaster of just thinking that everything's dandy when it's really not.
Yeah, and that's something that's frequently out there. I mean, it's not just the women; it could be the men as well that are delusional, and
Yes.
it is very common. But this is kind of really the first time I've heard anybody kind of put that into a song like the way you did, and I'm loving it because it's a different take on how relationships kind of go.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a lot of fun to tap into that because with it being about like you being delusional the whole time, we wanted it to sound sort of delusional, the track. So I remember when my producer sent me over the first mix, he was like, "Okay," he's like, "By the way, I threw in something weird. Don't be alarmed." And I was like, "What did you throw in?" He's like, "I threw in like a circus like like organ and all that." And I was like, "Okay." Listen to it. I texted him. I said, "I love it. We're keeping it." And now it's on Sirius XM, the highway on the horizon. And I just think that's so funny that like not everyone can say that they have a circus organ on a song on the radio.
Yeah, well, congratulations. I was definitely happy when I saw that it made the XM playlist, and let's go ahead and play it here on Hank's Corner. Here's Delusional.
Looks like here I am again with the wrong guy. I don't like to read all the warning signs, cause I'm a thinking maybe I can fix him. It's all about my sugarcoat approach. I know some guys you gotta take them slow, but some like the 8-second rodeo. I'm down or out of carousel of progress with any prospect. Delusional, just trying to be helpful. Let the red flags fly. I know my type. Think every guy's Mr. Right. Yeah, I misconstrued all. Yeah, I try to fix them all, and I know I'm not delusional. It'll take time, cause you can't make a diamond overnight. works out in the end. I guess I'm still collecting evidence, so I go round again. Maybe I am delusional, was just trying to be helpful. So what if I let the red flags fly? I know my type, think every guy is Mr. Right. So I misconstrue.
And that was Delusional by Remy Garrison here on Hank's Corner. I'm Hank Jr. And as we said, we're definitely loving that song. And, Remy's, getting dizzy or something over there. She's kind of going up and down with her
My
video.
stand is not working like it usually does. I'm so sorry.
That's quite all right. Usually it's me making the mistake. So any mistakes that you want to make, by all means, let's do it. But the second section, I do always love to hear the artist story. My tagline is I'm documenting life's moments, and I definitely want to hear some of your life's moments because recently I saw on social media that you're out there showing live streams of you recording in the music booth, getting ready for the next project. But I want you to take me back to that elementary school girl that was doing talent shows and singing Adele and everything and being up on stage for the first time. How did you get from there to where you are today?
Oh my gosh. I was, being like a little girl and like wanting to sing. Like it was always like the dream was always there. I don't know if like the possibility was always there. Just because like I was like, how do I get to Nashville? How do I get to go in and like write songs? But honestly, like when I told my parents I wanted to be a singer, they were like, okay, let's do it. And like they helped like, just put like feet to the ground and like help me get here to Nashville. So I do owe my parents so much support and so much love because they were like, yeah, you can do anything you put your mind to, which I think is so beautiful. And I feel like it's always great to encourage your kids to do anything and everything that they want to do in life and that nothing's impossible for them.
Yeah, definitely. It's great to have that, supportive system. And, I had heard that your mother kind of knew from the time she was going to name you that you were going to be kind of creative. Is that a true story?
Yes, when TMI, when I was in the womb, she literally said, and I'm a twin. I'm a twin. I have a twin brother, who's also a multi-talented musician, but he will never like he's just like music's just not the like career he wants to pursue. But when I was in the womb, my mom had a gut feeling that I was going to do something music wise, that I was going to be a singer. So she was like, she needs a cool name, and then Remy came about, and I was like, okay, cool. So it's not a family name. She just came up with it out of the blue.
Well, that's awesome because that saves you the trouble from having to do a stage name. And, for those that know me, my name is, Henry, and Hank is a nickname for that. And it took a little bit of a transition for people to start calling me Hank. And, if you already have the stage name ready to go, that means you're bound for greatness.
Oh my gosh, I hope so. Fingers crossed. It's really cool. I love my name. I used to hate it because people like wouldn't pronounce it right or spell it right. And I was like, oh man, I was like, I gotta get it changed. But like now being 25, I'm like, okay, I'm really happy with my name.
Yeah, that's definitely awesome. And, being there in Nashville, obviously you talked about your parents being supportive. I found that Nashville, despite that there really is, a kind of competition because everybody's trying to get their music out. Everybody wants to be heard and seen. But it's also a family that kind of gets around and kind of supports you, help you grow. Who are some of the people there in Nashville that helped you along the way?
Oh man, I think like all the rounds in town that have been really supportive, like Ray's Rowdy, Rebel Rouser, Whiskey Jam, like those rounds have been really supportive and lovely. Like even the bars, just allowing like me and other artists the ability to go out and play our original music and like play in their bars, like Live Oak and Tin Roof. I think those are really like losers, winners, like when winners was here. Like I just think those bars have been such a crucial part in my like coming up and also everyone else's coming up in the industry, because it's just an outlet for us to build our like fan base and our audience and reach new people and also meet industry people. Like one of the favorite bars to go out and network and meet new people at is Red Door in Midtown. And I think that is like you can meet anyone and everyone there. So I think like just having the ability to go out and just meet these people like that are like right on Music Row and like all that, I think that's a big deal.
Yeah, that's awesome that you say that because, I've done about 140 some podcasts now. And, one of the things that, well, you're the first one that said that out of all these podcasts. And one of the things I realized, as a photographer and videographer, on the side, it's kind of tough to get my name out there because I don't really have a venue to go to. I mean, I got to compete with everybody else out there trying to get a spot for a wedding or a music video or whatever it is. But the music artists get that opportunity to go to a place and say, hey, if you like my stuff here, check out this and show them all your socials, which I never had. And for you to actually say that, you're the first one to say that, because usually people will say, well, there was so-and-so that helped me out and there was this producer or whatever. But that's really great that you would point out those bars because, yeah, you do get a lot of, whatever you call it, just being out there.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, if the bars didn't allow that live music and they didn't allow us to play our original songs, because like they'd probably bring in more crowd with a cover band because everyone's going to know those songs while they're taking a chance on these songwriters and these artists to play original songs that you don't know, like how the audience is like, how it's going to land with the audience. And, I mean, no, I think they're making a sacrifice by doing that. And I think it like we really need to show love and show more support towards our bars and our venues just because I think, they give us a platform and also like they give us content too. Like people can film videos there and video us playing shows. So we can post it on Instagram and TikTok and, then post it globally. So I just think we need to shout out to our cute little small venues in town that are so special.
Well, that's awesome that you said it and very well said. And, of course, people that know me know that I'm affiliated with the Tiki Cove here in Land O'Lakes, which is a venue that, the reason why they reached out to me specifically is because they bring in local bands, but they wanted to bring some of that Nashville talent in. And with my connections there in Nashville, bringing that in. And of course, if you ever want to come down here and play, we'd definitely love to have you there at the Tiki Cove. So yeah, great shout out to those venues. I love that. And let's go ahead and play Two Truths and a Lie right now. So for those who've been watching know that they really have enjoyed the segment. They like to play along, and it's the funniest when I don't get it right and the people will comment and say, yo, I knew that one, and I'd be like, okay, you beat me on that one. Hopefully I'll get the next one. But basically you give me 3 statements and 2 of them being true, 1 of them being a lie in any order. And then towards the end of the podcast, without me trying to give it away, I'll have to try to guess and see which one's the truth and which ones are the lie.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God. I have to think about it because I am trying to think what is a good convincing lie because I'm not much of a liar. So now I have to think about it. Okay. Number 1 is that I opened up for Jeff Cook at a state fair. Number 2 is I have 11 toes. Number 3 is that I have a horse named Dice.
Horse named Dice.
Yes.
Okay, I want to make sure I said that right. So, all right. Now, this is definitely one of the more interesting ones that I've had on here. So you told me that you opened up for Jeff Cook at a state fair. You have 11 toes, and definitely you're hiding them, so I can't count them, but I can only count to 10 anyway, so I think you're safe there. And you have a horse named Dice, so we're going to try to figure that out. In the meantime, let's go ahead and do a double play with Get It Girl and As I Go. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit more.
Yeah, turns out he didn't turn out to be what you thought he'd be. I get it, girl. Yeah, you had to follow your heart. Hit reset, hit restart. Moving on guitar. I get it, girl. You ain't let's get to getting over him. Let's get all dressed up and put our party shoes on. Get that DJ to play your favorite T-Swift song. Hit a couple country bars and maybe give your number away. Get a dance floor smile on your face till the whole bar is saying, get it, girl. Get it, girl. If you wanna text that guy, you kinda always like, see if he's free tonight. Go get it, girl. And you know that it ain't wrong leading one of these bar boys on. Play hard to get if you want. Go get it, girl. He's not even gonna cross your mind. Tonight is all about a good time. Let's get all dressed up and put our party shoes on. Get that DJ to play your favorite T-Swift song. Hit a couple country bars and maybe give your number away. Get a dance floor smile on your face till the whole bar is saying, get it, girl. Yeah, get it, girl. Let's get you feeling good, feeling free, like you should, like a queen. If you wanna get a little bit crazy, let's get it, girl. Let's get all dressed up and put our party shoes on. Get that DJ to play your favorite T-Swift song. Hit a couple country bars and maybe give your number away. Get a dance floor smile on your face to the whole bar saying, get it, girl. Yeah, get it, girl. Yeah, get it, girl. Get it, girl. You may be right, I may be young, but I'm not clueless. I don't need advice, what's done is done, and I'll get through this. I've come this far without your help. Some things you gotta figure out yourself. Like, don't let a fool kiss ya. Don't let a kiss fool ya. Don't fall unless it's hard. Don't shop for wine on an empty heart. Don't cry if he ain't worth it. He ain't worth it if he makes you cry. Sometimes it takes some time, but say that love just made you blind. Ooh, ooh, there's so much I
All right.
Do you see this? I never do anything like this. Maybe this should be the new Remy. Yeah, this might be me forever.
Welcome back to Hank's Corner. I'm Hank Jr. here with my special guest, Remy Garrison. And you just heard a double play by her, Get It Girl and As I Go. And, prior to that, she gave us a couple of statements there. And we're going to have to figure out definitely a little bit exciting there. And we'll see which ones are the truth or which ones are the lie. And, one of the things, when I first started doing this podcast, it was just kind of like, can I do it? I don't know. I'm not very good eloquent speaking or anything like that, but I definitely enjoy talking to the artist. Now, in watching your social media, I saw you out there interviewing a bunch of people. What was it for, like the CMT Awards or something like that? Tell me a little bit about that. And is that something that you may be doing down the line, doing a little podcasting?
Yeah, it was for Heartland for CMA Fest. It was so much
CMA.
fun. Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. I got that opportunity and I just like ran around like walking up to people and just asking them like a bunch of like stupid fun like questions, and then it would segue into like the more serious like, okay, country questions like, are cowboy boots in or not? I think it's fun to talk to people and engage with people. I am a huge people person. Like, put me in front of anyone, I will talk to them whether they want me to or not. Um, I could talk to a wall, and that's probably a good and a bad thing. I'm gonna look a little crazy if I start doing that. But no, I don't know if I'll ever do a podcast because I am a certified rambler, or yapper, and I don't think anyone wants to hear me talk for that long. Like, I need to work on like being a little bit more quiet and being more of a listener. But maybe, if people requested it enough, I would do it. But for the people that do it, I admire them so much just because you have to really like have a well thought out plan and just like, just like what you want to get out of your podcast and like what like, just like your little points that you try to make throughout it. So I do admire what you do.
Well, I'm glad that you kind of put me up in that. I didn't realize I had a plan. I didn't realize I was doing anything smart. I'm just out here talking away. But you know what? You talk about, talking to the wall and thinking people are crazy. But I think you definitely have an advantage because I'm not sure I'm not going to say how old I am. I don't have that many fingers and toes to count whether they're 11 or not. But I don't think that somebody my age as a guy going around and just randomly asking questions is going to go over quite as well as someone like you going out there and doing it. So as much as I would love to be able just to randomly do that, I just feel like it's not something that I can do.
It was fun when I did it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I made a lot of new friends and had a lot of laughs, and like I look back on it and I'm like, I hope I get to do that again. I think it'd be also so cool to interview people on like a red carpet.
Yeah, definitely. That's one of my, dreams to be able to get there, and I've had people say, hey, why don't you come out, whether it's the Josie Awards or some other thing, because we just had the Josie Awards not too long ago. And it's just, one of those things that I really have to plan to be able to travel up there and do that. But yeah, I definitely have that dream to do that. But, like I said, offline, you're definitely full of energy. You're definitely having a ball doing what you're doing. Tell us about like the social media and videos. How much do you like doing something like that?
Oh man, I do love like doing like videos for like content and stuff. Sometimes it can be hard just because as an artist, like, or as a creative, you just like want to like stick in your little hole and like work and create and stuff. And like, like you pour your heart into something and you're like, I hope other people get it. Because I feel like back then social media didn't matter as much as it matters now. But I do love getting creative with content and brainstorming and coming up with fun, cool, creative ideas to be like promote my music and be like, hey, here's something fun and unique and weird. Like, I mean, everyone likes to promote their music and it just be music, music, music. But we're also implementing a ton of like personality content as well. Like the Hear Me Out cake. Like, did you see that on Instagram?
I did not see that one. Tell me
Oh my
about that
gosh.
one.
A Hear Me Out cake. It's a cake that like you have these little characters and like you're like, hear me out, da da da. Like this character. I was like people you would like hook up with or something. I don't know, but like
Oh,
it was
now
just
you got me
it was
intrigued, and I'm going to have to go back and see that.
it was very funny, but like it like did well on Instagram, or like I think it has like 500K views, and I was like, oh my gosh, I was like, this is very. I was like, of course, out of all the videos, I was like, this is the one that is doing something. I was like, people want. I was like, people like the character cake, like.
Yeah, you never know what's going to take off. And I've had artists on here say that they've intentionally tried to do something that just did not go anywhere. And then when they, either randomly mess up or, something like that, they're like, this is what's getting me popularity.
Yes, it's always the thing that like the thing that you pour your absolute heart into doesn't go well, and the thing that you like half like do, it blows up. And it's like, what is happening? Like like Delusional was a last minute planned release. That we did not plan to release that song at all, actually. Like we were gonna put out another song called Good for Something that I like just got done recording. And it's more sad, more of a mid-tempo, and it's more of what country would want. Like it's more in the box instead of out of the box of what I usually do. And it wasn't done, and we needed another song out for the end of the year. And my manager, Chrissy, was like, okay, we're pivoting. We're doing Delusional. And I was like, finally. I was like, I love this song. I've gotten a lot of pushback for this song because people were like, oh, it's too pop. It's too weird. It's too quirky. It's too this and that. And so it scared me out of putting it out, even though I loved it so near and dear to my heart. And I would play it in my car all the time. So for it, like, it was a last minute plan release. That cover art was done, and then like a day after we planned it, and then put it up and blah.
Well,
It
I'm
was
glad you
we
did not
didn't.
listen.
Yeah, we didn't have time to overthink it.
Yeah, I'm glad you did not listen to the naysayers, because I know there's a lot of people out there. I mean, I can read the comments, I can see they're really enjoying that song. I know I am, and in today's world, I still find it kind of weird that people are still trying to say, well, you have to fit in this box and this genre, and it really doesn't make sense because of the way everything's going. I get it if you're talking about major media and that sort of thing, but when the art of social media is out, what difference does it make if you do one that sounds a little bit more country one day and one that sounds a little pop? It's who you are, right?
Yeah. No, I'm a little blend of country and city, country and pop. Like, I just, and that's because like I grew up listening to all sorts of genres, like I don't just listen to one genre. Like I listen to country, I listen to pop, listen to R&B, listen to folk, like listen to rap. Like I listen to everything. Like I'm not just one thing. So like I like to be a mix of all the things that I listen to.
Yeah, it's definitely weird. I know growing up in high school, and we're talking, many, many moons ago, but I'm sure the theory is still the same, is that, the people that, for instance, that like country music would tell me, well, why are you listening to hip hop and that kind of thing, and then the people that listen to hip hop say, well, why are you listening to country? And I'm like, well, can't you be happy I'm listening to both? No, they both had to hate me. It just doesn't seem to work out. But in the end, it seems to be working for you. So keep doing that. But we're going to go ahead and play Shouldn't Have to Be, and when we'll come back, we'll wrap things up with some fun stuff.
Boy, I bet you noticed lately that I left you on red. I don't call you baby when we're out with our friends. When you wanna cruise, I say I have things to do. You wanna show affection now, but I'm not in the mood. 'Cause everything that I ask for is everything you say you can't. It's nothing like it was before. It's pushing me to take a stand. I shouldn't have to beg for your sympathy, beg for you to kiss me, boy. I shouldn't have to wonder if you need me. I know I deserve more. If it don't come naturally, it's not meant to be. I'm getting up off your floor. I'm not gonna beg for your love, no, anymore. When did you go blind? Tell me, when did I forget that I'm one of a kind? Boy, you're with a bad chick. Wish you could have seen my worth. Losing me is gonna hurt. I shouldn't have to beg for your sympathy, beg for you to kiss me, boy. I shouldn't have to wonder Everything that I ask for is everything you say you can't. I'm nothing like I was before. You should have been a better man. I shouldn't have to beg for your sympathy, beg for you to kiss me, boy. I shouldn't have to wonder if you need me. I know I deserve more. If it don't come naturally, it's not meant to be. I'm getting up off your floor. I'm not gonna beg for your love, beg for your love, no, anymore.
And that was Shouldn't Have to Be by Remy Garrison. I'm Hank Jr. This is Hank's Corner. And, we're just having a ball here. And, I really love that you, like I said earlier, you're very energetic and that sort of thing. Is it hard sometimes for you to kind of sit still with having the energy? Do you have like moments where like especially like in the maybe the writing process where you got thoughts are coming left and right, or does it change when you start to write music and you can kind of focus and narrow it down?
Oh man, my mind is going so fast. And but when I do like enter a writing room and we have an idea, I usually do get super locked in and focused on that idea that like it just consumes me. And I start thinking of lines and melodies and direction and like start throwing things back and forth with my co-writers. And sometimes after that, you might be out of juice and that might be the one song you get. Sometimes you still have enough juice and you write another song. So I mean it just depends on like how on you are and also how on your co-writers are in a room because you can walk out with just 0 songs, 1 song, 2 song, 3 songs. It just depends. It also just depends like if the song's in the room that day because like you can walk out with nothing. And I honestly like any opportunity I get to just be in a room with like the co-writers that I get to write with, whether it's we get nothing that day or we get like something phenomenal. I'm just like it's all part of the process.
Yeah. And, you are a songwriter. You write a lot of stuff that kind of has at least somewhat to do with your life. You kind of write from your experiences. Do you remember the first song that you ever wrote and what it was about?
Yes, and I will never play it ever in my life. Um yeah, it was called Don't Ever Give Up. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Uh
But you
I
gave up. You
wrote it.
stopped playing it.
Yeah, I did stop. Yeah, I did give up on the song. But yeah, I wrote it, and I was in the middle of writing, it, and you know what? It's so funny. My dad was a co-writer with me on that song. He
Ooh.
helped me finish writing that song, and my family still thought it was so cute, so we got it demoed. And there's a demo of it floating on a few people's phones, and I swear it could be blackmail. It could be
Oh,
blackmail. It is terrifying to think about that it exists in that way. Um, but if I ever like, if fingers crossed, if I ever win a Grammy, I'll post that and be like, look at the journey.
okay. Well, if anybody that's listening to this podcast has access to that, please get that sent to my way. So that way, I might be able to blackmail Remy for some things in the future, maybe some merchandise or something like that.
I got you a hat.
You did. And, so how old were you when you wrote that song?
13.
13. Well, that's a young age, and I get it. A lot of artists, well, actually, most of the artists that I've had on the podcast will say the same thing that you did. That even if they released it, they will pull it because I get the idea of branding. That you want to keep a certain brand, and maybe they just realize that it really wasn't good to put out there, and for whatever reason they pull it. There's only been one artist in all these shows that I had that said they will play their first song, but it has to be requested, and that's Ali Colleen. She's the only one that
I
said that
love
she will do
Allie.
it. Yeah, so I don't remember offhand. I'd have to go back to my notes what that song was, but if you do request it, she will play that song out there on stage.
Allie is a sweetheart. She is one of my favorite people in town. She's so talented.
She definitely is, and she's rocking it. She's got a new song out that was just on my playlist called Outlaw, I believe, and definitely a great song. You just may not want to have some kids in the room while you play that, but it's definitely a great song to do. And as far as the energy and that sort of thing, are your shows like that? If somebody were to come and see a Remy Garrison show, what should they expect?
Yeah, it's very energetic. It's very upbeat. It's very fun. It's also sort of off the cuff and funny, just because I can be sort of witty every once in a while with my lines, like introing songs. Um, and it can also be sad. So like bring tissues and
Mm.
like bring like your favorite bottle of wine because I also like I'm a sad girl too. Like I'm a sad girl who also can write bops, and I just think it's good to have that perfect blend of an emotional roller coaster. I've been actually compared to a lot, like the Sabrina Carpenter of country music. So I think that is probably a good gauge for like my artistry and music and like my shows. So
Yeah, and whether that's if you ever make it to Florida or I get to see you in Nashville, you got me a little nervous now because I don't want people to see a grown man cry out there. So I may be like, yeah, I got to go use the bathroom real quick while this next song plays. We'll have to see, but definitely looking forward to hopefully seeing you sometime in the near future and get you up on this wall over here. But what's left? This is the end of the year. What's left for you? How are you celebrating the holidays, and what should we expect in 2025?
I'm my last song out for the year is Delusional. But for the rest of this year, I'm just gonna be writing in the studio, recording new music and listening down to all the music that I've written over this year and hopefully getting another project put together. Just because it's been a little over a year since Southern Luxury came out, and that one has my heart and soul. And I just want to keep evolving and keep leveling up each project. And, honestly, I've been sort of scared to listen down to like the music I wrote this last year just because I spent 2.5 years working on the Southern Luxury project, and I've only had like a little bit over a year to work on this one. And, you know, that one took so much of my heart and soul. And I just want to do it justice when following up with a sophomore project. Um, because I know everyone always talks about like the sophomore project not doing as well and it falling flat. But I I'm taking my time and I'm writing with the people that I need to be writing with to make sure that, Sub Luxury still gets a boost, but then the next project gets its own personal like spotlight of what it deserves. So yeah, just been just writing a lot. I have a lot to say.
That and I told you offline that Southern Luxury, the title track itself, is my favorite song by you. We're definitely going to end that on the podcast, but I have faith in you that your next project's going to be just as good, and I'm definitely looking forward to that. And of course, we'll be promoting that when that comes out on the New Music Friday post. But Remy, it's been such a great. Oh, you know what? Let me back up there because I almost got away without doing the two truths and a lie. I got the notes right here. And I almost did that probably because I didn't want to guess that it's wrong in case, we're talking biology here. So we got to find out whether or not you opened up for Jeff Cook at a state fair. You have 11 toes or you have a horse named Dice. So, um, so that this way I can't be offensive in how I answer. I'm going to answer the question based upon what I kind of hope that you do have as the truth because I love horses. So I do hope that you have a horse and hopefully it's named Dice. Open up for Jeff Cook at a state fair would be awesome. So I'm going to hope that you did that. And I'm going to say that you don't have 11 toes. So what's the truth and what's the lie?
Drum roll. Yes, you're right. I do not have 11 toes. I got perfectly 10 toes. Yeah, I couldn't lie to you. And I can't come up with a serious lie either. I do have a horse named Dice. I used to horseback ride when I was growing up. Like honestly, going out to the barn was therapy for me because I was bullied and picked on as a kid throughout school. So the barn was my safe space. It was my safe haven. I love my horse so much. I used to ride competitively. And opening up for Jeff Cook, that was such a like spur of a moment opportunity. Because I used to do this fundraiser every year in Birmingham, Alabama. It's called Crooning for Critters. It was to raise money for the Birmingham Humane Society, and I went and played like 5 years in a row. And there was this man there that watched me, and he was like, "Do you want to open for Jeff Cook like at like a fair?" And I was like, "Yeah, why not?" And I got to hang with Jeff Cook and like go on his bus and talk to him and like his family, and it was just so much fun, and I learned so much. And I was like, I could have peed my pants. Like, I thought it was such a cool experience, getting to do that and like getting to talk to like a legend.
Yeah, and that's definitely awesome because I do hear people that they talk about opening up for so and so, and sometimes they're really big names, but when it comes down to it, they just opened up for the act and never got to meet it. That's awesome for Jeff to bring you in and talk with you. What a great guy for doing that.
Yeah, I mean, it's because like he wanted to know me, and like he wanted to like hear my story and know what I was about. And I was like, "Oh my gosh." I was like, "I'm going to lose my mind." I was like, "This is so cool that I'm on his bus and I'm talking to him." And yeah, it was such a cool experience. And I think about it often just because I'm like, wow, little does that little Remy know that like I'm now in Nashville and like I'm like doing like other cool things that like, like just like getting to say that I get to did that, like I got to do that is so cool and so big to me that like, it's just cool to see how like it's just slowly gone up. And I love that like it hasn't been like a sprint, it's been a marathon. And I'm soaking up every moment and opportunity that I have just because it's not promised.
Yeah, well said. And I'm glad that you are being successful, and I know you're going to be even more successful. And I appreciate you telling the story here on Hank's Corner. And if you ever want to be a guest, you're more than welcome to.
Oh my gosh, don't tip me. I'm just gonna pop back in every once in a while.
I want late nights dancing, breakfast in bed. When I wake up in the morning, better kiss me on the forehead, yeah. I want champagne, boy, up the game. I won't settle for less. When you wake up in the morning, baby, don't forget. I'm a little backwards too. High heels and them cowboy boots. Got that baby girl pretty. A little country, a little city. I'm a southern luxury. I dive bar, just spoil me, and then when I wake up in the morning, make me fall again. Give me bonfires and truck beds and fishing in the dark. When I wake up in the morning, baby, in your arms, yeah.